Hello friends, welcome back. In last video we have studied the MO energy level diagram for the oxygen molecule. So in this video we have to study the paramagnetism of the O2 molecule. So what do you mean by paramagnetism? What is a paramagnetic behavior? So it depends upon the last entering electron. That means it is obtained from the MO electronic configuration. So in the MO electronic configuration, when the last entering electrons are paired, then it shows the diamagnetic behavior, and when the last entering electrons are the unpaired, then it shows the paramagnetic behavior. So for the paramagnetism of the O2 molecule, we require the MO electronic configuration. So let's study this. So we can say that the molecular orbital configuration of the oxygen molecule shows the presence of two unpaired electrons with the parallel spin, and they are present in the degenerate antibonding pi MOs, pi molecular orbitals. So the distribution of electrons in the antibonding pi MOs is according to the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. That means we know that we have used the Hund's rule to fill the MOs. So we can say that the electronic configuration, the last electronic configuration is pi asterisk 2py1 and pi asterisk 2pz1. So we can say that there are two unpaired electrons in the pi MOs, and these electrons, they are filled according to the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. So thus we can say that oxygen molecule is paramagnetic in nature with the two unpaired electrons. Thus, molecular orbital theory, that is the MOT, gives a very simple explanation for the presence of two unpaired electrons, and hence we can say that this O2, that is the oxygen molecule, is paramagnetic in nature. Okay. But it is very difficult to explain the paramagnetism of O2 molecule by using the valence bond theory. Okay. That means here we have to compare the MOT, that is the molecular orbital theory, with the valence bond theory. So what is this valence bond theory? Valence bond theory assumes the sharing, or we can say the pairing of electrons between the two oxygen atoms. And when there is a pairing of electrons between two oxygen atoms, there will be the completion of octet of each oxygen atom in the oxygen molecule. So let's see that it can be represented as, so we are having the first oxygen atom. Okay, so this is our first oxygen atom with the two lone pairs and two unpaired electrons. This is the first oxygen atom, and then we are having the second oxygen atom. Again, in the second oxygen atom, there is the first lone pair, second lone pair, and then the two unpaired electrons. So how the bond will be formed? This electron combines with this electron. This will be the first bond, and this electron combines with this electron. This is the second bond. That means there will be formation of the two bonds between the two oxygen atoms. And hence we can say that according to VBT, there will be sharing or the pairing of electrons for completion of the octet. So the structure will be, we are having this structure. Two oxygen atoms, each oxygen atom having its two lone pairs, and then there will be the sharing of electrons between the two oxygen atoms for the completion of octet. And hence, due to this sharing, there will be formation of the two bonds. This will be the first bond and this is the second bond. Okay, so the structure of the oxygen will be like this. Okay, and hence we can say that in case of the oxygen molecule, there is a double bond, right? Double bond indicates that there is a one sigma bond and one pi bond. But here we can say that the valence bond theory predicts the presence of the double bond correctly, but not the presence of two unpaired electrons. Okay, we have seen in the structure that there is a formation of the double bond there, but there is the absence of the unpaired electrons, and hence we can say for the, according to VBT, the oxygen molecule should be diamagnetic, right? But in presence, the oxygen molecule is paramagnetic in nature. So this is the failure or limitation of the valence bond theory. Hence we can say that molecular orbital theory can explain the paramagnetism of the O2 molecule, and hence molecular orbital theory is superior to the valence bond theory, right? So this is the advantage of the molecular orbital theory over the valence bond theory. This fact is also supported by using the next point. What is the next point? In the next point, we have to study the effect of a number of electrons which are present in the antibonding MOs. on bond length of the diatomic species of the oxygen. So here we have to consider the various species of the oxygen molecule, and then we have to consider the effect of electrons which are present in the antibonding MOs on the bond length. Okay, so let's study this. If there is a change in number of electrons in pi asterisk 2py and pi asterisk 2pz orbitals of the oxygen system, then there will be change in the bond length. So we are having the various species of the oxygen. Oxygen having the 3 species, suppose. So first of all, we are having the oxygen molecule. This oxygen molecule consists of, first of all, O2 plus ion. It consists of O2 2 minus ion, and it consists of O2 minus ion. So these are the 3 species formed by the oxygen atom. So let's study one by one. First will be O2 plus ion, second is the O2 minus ion, and third is the O2 2 minus. So we have to study these species of the oxygen, and then we have to study their number of electrons present in the pi asterisk 2py and pi asterisk 2pz, and then we have to study their magnetic behavior. That means whether they are paramagnetic or the diamagnetic. So let's start with the first one. First one is the O2 plus ion. So how this O2 plus ion is formed from the oxygen? So let's see. We are having O2 plus ion, that means the O2 plus molecular ion. So how this molecular ion is formed? This molecular ion is formed by the removal of one electron from a oxygen molecule, right? So when we are having the oxygen molecule, from the oxygen molecule, when one electron is removed, then we are getting the formation of the O2 plus ion, right? Now from where this electron is removed? This electron is removed from pi asterisk 2py, or it is removed from pi asterisk 2pz, right? So when there is a removal of one electron from the oxygen molecule of the antibonding MOs, pi asterisk 2py or pi asterisk 2pz, then we are getting the formation of the O2 plus molecular ion, right? So let's see, based upon this, we are having the first one, that is the molecular orbital electronic configuration of the O2 plus ion. Now here we are remove one electron from the oxygen molecule. In oxygen molecule, we are having the total 16 electrons. By the removal of one electron, it becomes 15 electrons. So let's become, we are having the electronic configuration, it becomes KK, that is for the 1s shell, then sigma 2s2, sigma asterisk 2s2, sigma 2px2, pi 2py2, pi 2pz2, pi asterisk 2py1, and lastly, as the one electron is removed, we are having the pi asterisk 2pz0, right? Then the stabilization energy is equals to number of electrons in BMO into minus beta plus number of electrons in ABMO into plus beta. So in the BMO, that means in the bonding molecular orbital, we are having the 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, total 8 electrons, and in the antibonding 2 plus 1, total 3 electrons. So it becomes 8 into minus beta plus 3 into plus beta, and which is equals to minus 5 beta. So the stabilization energy for the O2 plus ion is the minus 5 beta. Then bond order, it is equals to number 1/2 into number of electrons in BMO minus number of electrons in ABMO. So this becomes 1/2 into 8 minus 3, and it becomes 2.5. So the bond order for the O2 plus ion is 2.5. Now we have to compare the stabilization energy as well as the bond order of the O2 plus ion with the actual, that means the oxygen molecule. So let's see that for the O2 molecule, the stabilization energy is minus 4 beta and the bond order is 2.0. And for the O2 plus ion, we can say that in O2 plus ion, by removing one electron from pi asterisk antibonding ABMO, there is increase in energy, that is minus 5 beta, which gives more stability to the O2 plus ion. In case of the oxygen molecule, the stabilization energy is minus 4 beta, but by removing one electron, the stabilization increases, that means it becomes minus 5 beta. So we can say that this O2 plus ion is more stable than the O2 molecule. Okay. Also, there is increase in bond order. In oxygen, the bond order is 2, whereas in O2 plus ion, the bond order is 2.5. Okay, also there is increase in bond order. We know the formula, bond order is inversely proportional to the bond length. That means as the bond order increases, bond length decreases, or as the bond order decreases, bond length increases. So based upon this, we can say that the bond length decreases from 1.21 Armstrong in the oxygen molecule to 1.12 Armstrong in the O2 plus ion. So there is a decrease in bond length from oxygen to the O2 plus ion. Thus, O2 plus ion is more stable as compared to the O2 molecule. And this says that in case of the O2 plus ion, it is having a one unpaired electron. Still, it is having one unpaired electron in the antibonding MO. So, this O2 plus ion is paramagnetic in nature, right? So, this is regarding the first species of the oxygen, that is the O2 plus ion, which is more stable than the oxygen and it is paramagnetic in nature. Then, let us move to the second species of the oxygen, that is the O2 minus ion. O2 minus ion, it is also called as a superoxide ion. Superoxide ion, which is having the formula or which is having the example KO2, that means the potassium superoxide, right? So this potassium superoxide is formed by the addition of one electron. Now, as it is having one minus charge on the oxygen, that means there is an addition of one electron to either pi asterisk 2py or pi asterisk 2pz orbital of the oxygen molecule. So how this O2 minus ion formed? Let's see, this O2 minus molecular ion, it is formed by the addition of one electron to the oxygen molecule, right? So in the oxygen molecule, when there is addition of one electron, it gives the formation of O2 minus molecular ion. So where this one electron is added in the oxygen molecule, it is added in the pi asterisk 2py or pi asterisk 2pz. So we can say that when there is addition of one electron of pi asterisk 2py or the pi asterisk 2pz of the oxygen molecule, then we are getting the formation of the O2 minus molecular ion, right? So let's summarize that. We can say that hence O2 plus one electron, that means when one electron is added to the oxygen, we get the formation of the O2 minus ion. Based upon this, let's see the next one, that is the MO electronic configuration. As one electron is added to the oxygen molecule, that means it becomes total having the 17 electron. In case of the oxygen, it was 16. So the MO electronic configuration of the O2 minus ion containing 17 electrons becomes, yes, it is KK for the 1s shell, sigma 2s2, sigma asterisk 2s2, sigma 2px2, pi 2py2, pi 2pz2, and as there is a one electron added in the pi asterisk 2py, so it becomes pi asterisk 2py2. So here there is a addition of one electron and remaining pi asterisk 2pz1. So this is the MO electronic configuration. Then stabilization energy, it becomes number of electrons in BMO into minus beta plus number of electrons in ABMO into plus beta. So how many electrons are there in the bonding? It is a 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, total 8. And antibonding 2 plus 2 plus 1, total 5. So it becomes 8 into minus beta plus 5 into plus beta, which is equals to minus 3 beta, right? That means we can say that the stabilization energy is decreased. Then bond order, which is 1/2 into number of electrons in BMO minus number of electrons in ABMO, which is equals to 1/2 into 8 minus 5 and which is equals to 1.5. So the stabilization energy is minus 3 beta and bond order is 1.5. So let's compare these two factors with the oxygen molecule. So again we know that for oxygen molecule, the stabilization energy is minus 4 beta and the bond order is 2.0, right? Now in O2 plus ion, we are adding one electron. So in O2 minus ion, by adding one electron from pi asterisk antibonding MO, there is a decrease in energy. and that decrease in energy is the -3 beta, which decreases the bond between two atoms, right? Also, there is a decrease in bond order from 2.0 in oxygen molecule to 1.5 in the O2 minus ion. Also, we know that bond order is inversely proportional to the bond length. Hence, we can say that further, here the bond length increases from 1.21 Armstrong in oxygen molecule to 1.26 Armstrong in the O2 minus ion. Thus, in O2 minus ion, it is still having one unpaired electron. So, we can say that it is paramagnetic in nature, right? There is a one unpaired electron in the pi asterisk 2py orbital, therefore it is paramagnetic in nature. So let's move to the third species of the oxygen, which is O2 2 minus ion, and this O2 2 minus ion, it is called as the peroxide ion. Its example is the Na2O2. Na2O2 means sodium peroxide. Another example is the H2O2. H2O2 means the hydrogen peroxide. So how it is formed? It is formed by the addition of two electrons. Now here we have to add two electrons to the antibonding MO. That means the pi 2py and the pi 2pz orbital of the oxygen molecule. So let's see how it is formed. This O2 2 minus molecular ion, it is formed by the addition of two electrons to the oxygen molecule. So in the oxygen molecule, when the two electrons are added, it gives the O2 2 minus. Now where these two electrons are added? These two electrons are added in the pi asterisk 2py or the pi asterisk 2pz, right? So when there is addition of two electrons in these two antibonding MOs in the oxygen molecule, we get the formation of the O2 2 minus molecular ion. In short, we can say that oxygen molecule plus two electrons gives the O2 2 minus ion. Let us move on the electronic configuration. The MO electronic configuration will be, so for the O2 2 minus, which will be having the 18 electron, that means the 2 electrons added to the oxygen. For the oxygen, 16 electrons plus 2 means it becomes 18 electrons. So it is Kk sigma 2s2 sigma asterisk 2s2 sigma 2px2 pi 2py2 pi 2pz2 pi asterisk 2py2 and lastly pi asterisk 2pz2. Now here the 2 electrons are added in each antibonding, that means the pi asterisk 2py and the pi asterisk 2pz. There is addition of the 2 electrons in the antibonding MOs. So based upon this, the stabilization energy, which is equal to number of electrons in BMO into minus beta plus number of electrons in ABMO into plus beta, and which becomes 8 into minus beta plus 6 into plus beta, and which is equals to minus 2 beta, right? So we can say that there is a decrease in stabilization energy. Similarly, bond order, which is equals to 1/2 into number of electrons in BMO minus number of electrons in ABMO, which is equals to 1/2 into 8 minus 6, which is equals to 1, right? So the bond order, it also decreases. So when we compare the stabilization energy and the bond order with the oxygen molecule, both are decreased. So for the oxygen molecule, we know that the stabilization energy is -4 beta and the bond order is 2, right? The bond order for the oxygen molecule is 2. Let's compare with the O2 2 minus. In O2 2 minus ion, by the addition of 2 electrons into the pi asterisk antibonding MO, there is a decrease in stabilization energy, and that value is the -2 beta. For the oxygen molecule, it is -4 beta, but here it is -2 beta. Also, there is a decrease in bond order. In oxygen molecule, the bond order is 2. But in case of the O2 2 minus ion, the bond order is 1. That means the bond order is also decreased. And we know that the bond order is inversely proportional to the bond length. And as there is a decrease in bond order, we can say that the bond length should increase. So the bond length increases from 1.21 Armstrong in O2 molecule to 1.49 Armstrong in the O2 2 minus ion. But here in case of the O2 2 minus ion, there are no unpaired electrons. The last entering electrons in the antibonding MO, they are paired, right? So we can say that it is diamagnetic in nature, right? So this is regarding the number of unpaired electrons in the various species of the oxygen. And based upon this, we have to find out the diamagnetic and the paramagnetic behavior. So let's summarize all this. So the next table shows the comparison of ions or the molecules of the oxygen molecule. So we are having a table. First of all, we have to consider the molecular ion. Then we have to consider its stabilization energy. Then the bond order, bond length, number of unpaired electrons, and finally we have to consider their magnetic behavior or the magnetic nature. So the first molecule of the ion is the O2 plus. Its stabilization energy is the -5 beta, bond order 2.5, bond length 1.12, and number of unpaired electrons are the 1. So as there is one unpaired electrons, we can say that this O2 plus ion is paramagnetic in nature. So this is the first species. Then after this first species, we are having the actual O2 molecule, oxygen molecule. Oxygen molecule stabilization energy -4 beta, which is a decrease from the earlier. Then bond order again decrease from 2.5 to 2. Bond length 1.122. It is 1.21. There is an increase in bond length. Why? Because the bond order is a decrease. It is having 2 unpaired electrons. They are present in the antibonding MOs, and as there are 2 unpaired electrons, it is again paramagnetic in nature. The third species is the O2 minus. This O2 minus species is obtained by addition of 1 electron to the oxygen. Here there is a decrease in stabilization energy from -4 beta to -3 beta. Bond order again decreases 2.0 to 1.5. As is a decrease in bond order, bond length should increase. So it is 1.26. Then number of unpaired electrons. It is having 1 unpaired electrons. So it is again the paramagnetic in nature. And the last species of the oxygen is the O2 minus. It is just obtained by addition of 2 electrons to the oxygen. Then stabilization energy is decreased to -2 beta. Bond order decreased to 1.0. As the bond order is a decrease, bond length increase to 1.49. But here there are no unpaired electrons. There are 0 unpaired electrons. So that's why this species of the oxygen, that means the O2 minus species of the oxygen, is a diamagnetic in nature. So this is the comparison of the ions or the molecules of the oxygen and their magnetic behavior. So this is regarding the paramagnetism of the O2 molecule or the oxygen molecules. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we have to study the MO energy level diagram of the next molecule which are after the oxygen. That means the fluorine and the neon. Thank you.